up, y'all? How's everybody doing out there? It's time to get it. Welcome to all of you out there in YouTube land, Facebook land, wherever you're watching this from. I am Jasir Franklin of Unhealed PTHD. So you know what it is. Here we go. I am Jasir Franklin of Unhealed PTHD, which stands for post-traumatic hood disorders. What is PTHD? Well, basically, PTHD is anyone out there who's dealing with this hood-based trauma. If you come from the hood, you do carry and harbor traumas that are unique to our demographic. If you were born in between the red lines, you have trauma that dictates how you respond and how you show up in this world, particularly. So, again, PTHD deals with hood-based traumas and helps people to overcome some of those traumas so that they can show up different in the world and make their experiences and their lives better than they found it. Again, if you have any questions about PTHD in general, you want to know more about what it is, but about what we do with it, please go to healpthd.com. Please go to healpthd.com. If you ever want to get some of the merch that we got a lot of merch out here. We got this. This is one of people's favorites. I'm going to try to bring the camera down a little bit. This is one of people's favorites that we have. Do Better or Live Trying. It comes with the patch on the side, with the PTHD patch on the side. We have a bunch of other merch that we have on the website. If you go to, again, healpthd.com, you will be able to go to the shop, and then you can go ahead and purchase your order, and we will ship it out to you as soon as possible. If you're in LA, you can pick it up from us directly. Again, we appreciate all you guys' support, whatever you want to do. It is highly appreciated. Remember, just go to healpthd.com, click on the shop, and then you can find all the t-shirts there. Or if you know me, go ahead and reach out to me on one of the platforms. If you know me directly, hit me out with my numbers. All right. So with that being said, first question I want to have to everybody was, how was your last week? How did your last week go for you? I'm asking that question because I wanted to know, after the last session that we had, which was a pretty good one for me, a lot of people had questions about that particular session of Reset Sunday. So I want to know how it went for some people. If you don't mind, please, by all means, you can type it in the chat. Let me know what it is. Send us an email if you want to get more elaborate to healpthd@gmail.com. But I just want to know what it is you guys experienced after you sat with that information from last week. And I'm hoping that the information that was provided was information that you could utilize into your daily life. I'm not here for just talking. I'm not here for just conversation. I'm not here for podcasts, likes and shares. I'm not here for none of that. I appreciate all of that stuff too, but I'm not here for that. I'm really here more for the concept of sharing something that I know is vital to our community, that is much needed in our community. Hood-based traumas have not been identified in our community at all until this thing began. And now it's being identified as it needs to be, for sure. But what I really want to convey to you, everyone, is that while we're doing this thing, we need to make sure that we understand why we're doing it and what's the end result that we're looking for. And for me, again, this is the reason why I'm doing it. I want to see the neighborhoods and the environments that I come from change. I want to see them shift. I want to see them do better than they're doing currently, because if we are really realistic, our environments, again, hood-based environments, are not in the best shapes. Okay, we are in trouble if we're being honest in the hood environments. So, and what that is, and I don't just mean demographically. I am really truly speaking to the mindset, which is the main problem of the hood. To me, it's not just where you live; it's the mindset that you come with where you live, from where you live. And that dictates, it goes to you with you everywhere you go on this planet. It's not just because you live in a demographic. You can move out to the finest suburbs in the world, but you're still going to carry that hood mindset. So I do this for that reason. I do this because I want people that come from where I come from to have a chance, not at surviving, but at living and thriving. I really want my people to be able, that come from where I come from, to be able to thrive. I hope that makes sense. And the only way that that works is basically changing the mindset, period. Point blank. There's no other way to put it. We can have all the talks and all the chats in the world, but if you don't change your mindset, nothing's going to change. That's the reality. I got that off my chest early in this conversation. So I want to do this. I want to put this in the chat room for you all. If you have any questions for me, don't hesitate to put anything in the chat room. I am going to be getting started in 1 second. Let's see. There it goes. All right. So if you're in the chat room, wherever you're at, do me a favor. If you want to support us in what we do, you want to support this conversation, you want to support the last one that you saw probably on YouTube, or maybe you just couldn't last week. If you want to support us, I put it in the chat room, a link where you can send anything you want to send. There is no limit. There is no maximum. There's no minimum. Whatever you want to do, you can send it. We use Venmo, so I put a Venmo link in the chat room, so you can always click on there if you want to support what we're doing at PTHD or support this conversation, so that we can continue doing the work that we do. All right. So, and again, don't forget to go to healpthd.com and get your t-shirts. All right. And don't forget, another shameless plug, next Saturday, we're going to be doing the Hood Summit. It's going to be called The Difference Between Knowing the Path and Walking the Path. So if you want to be involved in that, if you're in the LA area, please come and get down with us. All right. Let's do it. So what do we come here to talk about today? Since I've already done all the messaging and everything and the itineraries, I'm going to jump into a quick breathing exercise, and then we'll start talking right away. So if you want to participate, please do. Just sit back in your chair, back straight, eyes closed, hands on your knees, palms facing the ceiling. And we're going to do a quick breathing exercise just to center ourselves and bring ourselves to the conversation and release anything that we no longer need to hold on to. I'm not going to be here that long today. All right, so let's do this. All right, let's relax. Release everything off your mind that you've been carrying all this week, from the work, from the children, from the spouses, from society's norms of today. Release some of that stuff and let it go. On the count of 3, we're going to breathe in, take a deep breath. We're going to fill our stomachs with air, not our chest with air. And we're going to hold it for 3 seconds. And then you release whatever it is you want to release from this week. Only you know what that is. Only I know what mine is. Let's release all of that stress. Whatever it is from this week, let it go. Okay? On the count of 3, take it in and fill your belly up, not your chest. 1, 2, 3. Take it in. Hold it. Now release that stress. Blow it out through your mouth. When you blow it out through your mouth, try to blow it like you're blowing out a candle on a birthday cake. Blow it out hard. Let it really, really release it, okay? Let's do it again. 1, 2, on 3. 1, 2, 3. Take it in. And hold it. Sit with it. Now blow it out like a candle. I shake. One more time. Take it in. 1, 2, 3. Take it in. And release it. Blow it out like a candle. All right. Thank y'all for joining me. Appreciate your time. Appreciate you for being here. This is what we call Reset Sundays. We are here every Sunday at 10 o'clock Pacific time, West Coast time, right? We're here every Sunday at 10 o'clock West Coast time, looking to help people start their week off the right way by releasing things that no longer serve us and being focused on them throughout this week so that we can make sure that we eradicate them. You can't really get rid of something you're not ready to identify, right? So we got to put them on the table, all right? Today, what's today's topic? What we talking about today, y'all? Well, if you've seen the flyer, we're talking about stray bullets. Stray bullets. Now, I know this sounds kind of violent, right? Like, we know the hood is kind of a violent world at times, but this is a metaphor for something else, okay? So metaphorically, stray bullets still happen, even when drive-bys are no longer going down. Stray bullets happen mentally, they happen verbally, they happen in our physical actions. Why is that? Well, when an unhealed pain hits innocent targets, and we've all seen this before, we probably have all done it. I know I have. I've sprayed many stray bullets that other people did not deserve. So, but we've all seen it before. But when an unhealed pain hits innocent targets, not every bullet is meant for the target that it hits. It was probably meant for something else or someone else in the past that created the trauma that's making you spew out these bullets and hitting people. In order to, basically what it is, you're trying to protect yourself. Your brain is trying to protect you from feeling a pain that you once felt before. It's amazing how that works. But sometimes while you're protecting yourself, sometimes hurt, disappoint, pain, and trauma becomes unwarranted ammunition we fire at people who didn't cause the wound. It can be like what we just, again, the brain is trying to protect you and it records it and lets you know, hey, we've seen that before or something like that. That person may not even be meaning it how the person who hurt you meant it, but they just may be doing something that's normal to them. And to you, you see a threat and your gun fires and you let it off. However you let it off, be it argumentative, be it with your mouth saying things you shouldn't say, be it with shutting them off and closing them off, being quiet, be it in not answering their phone calls, be it just closing them out and shutting people down because you feel hurt about something that they probably didn't even mean to inflict on you. So now you're going to spew stray bullets at them and potentially hurt them when they're probably innocent bystanders. These stray bullets, I'm going to go down the list real quick of what they can actually look like. Again, lashing out at someone because they touched a nerve that's really from an old wound, basically. Shutting down emotionally with someone new because of what someone old did, right? Sabotaging relationships, friendships, opportunities because of fears planted years ago. Trauma is a very tricky thing. And trauma, scientifically, they say, is triggered and controlled by what they call your amygdala. When you experience the trauma, it sends a signal to your amygdala that sends a signal down your vagus nerve to your stomach. Your stomach is your second gut. It's your second brain. And in your gut is where your emotions lie. And where your emotions lie, hey, that's where your feelings lie. So a lot of people talk about, well, I feel like this shouldn't happen. That's probably because you're focusing from your gut and you're reacting from your gut feelings. And your feelings are, again, created by that amygdala trigger that happened from a trauma that had nothing to do with me or the person in front of you. Had nothing to do with them. It had everything to do with experiences that your brain has recorded. And now your brain is trying to create this shield to protect you. And when the shield is threatened, you fire back at people who did nothing. Who did nothing to your hood. They didn't bang on your hood. They didn't do nothing to you technically. They just trying to live their life and do what they do and what they think is right. But for you, it's declaring war. At the root is protections gone wrong, basically. At the root of this issue, it is protection gone wrong. It is the worst ADPT, whatever that thing is called, protection system ever made. It is the worst alarm system. It's one of those alarms. You already seen those car alarms where a car passes by and it just starts going off for no reason. You got to keep going and cut your car off. That's kind of what this is. That's kind of what this straight bullet thing is about. I hate those alarms. You wake up at 4 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the morning, somebody's car alarm is going off just because a car went by too fast. It's too sensitive. That's basically what this is. That's what straight bullet shooters are. They're kind of too sensitive because the trauma is too sensitive to them. So they just react at every little thing, or they overreact to things that shouldn't recall for any reaction. It should be an educated response and let other people be them, and don't think that everybody's out to get you. Hope this makes sense to some of y'all. But here's the truth. The more we avoid aiming at the real source of the hurt, the more innocent people take the damage. I have been a victim of that myself, and I have inflicted this on others myself also. Being honest with myself, I know where I came from created an angry person for years. And I know I inflicted a lot of that on some of the people that I was with. I actually did an interview with one of my exes. We were supposed to get married, and we did a long interview. It's on YouTube still. We did a long interview on YouTube where I sat down with her and asked her some of the hard questions of how she experienced me back then. And when she told me, it kind of made sense why we broke up. It kind of made sense. I at the time, I couldn't see it. I really couldn't see it. My PTHD was not clear, but I really couldn't see it back then. But looking back and listening to that conversation, as I replayed it over and over, listening to it, I understand why. I was shooting straight bullets at her and she didn't deserve it. It had nothing to do with her. It had nothing to do with anybody that I've been with. I've shot him at my ex-wife. I've shot him at a lot of people, being honest, if I'm being honest. And if you've been hurt too, you have shot some straight bullets at other people who did not deserve it. Let's be honest. If you're being honest and you have ever been hurt by anyone, by a parent, by a spouse or a partner, just disappointed in life, gone through poverty, lost people to death or imprisonment, these are all staples in the hood, basically, right? If we have gone through these things, then you've experienced trauma, right? A lot of us have gone through them over and over again, multiple times, which means this pathway from your amygdala to your gut again has been traveled many a days by your nervous system, which means you created a pattern of how to deal with people based upon that feeling or those emotions. There's no way you haven't inflicted straight bullets on other people. It can be somebody in a grocery store that looked at you wrong or stepped on your shoe. It can be somebody cutting you off in traffic. It can be somebody that works with you at your job. It can be a family member. It can be anybody you have done this to. But in order to heal something, you got to reveal something and be truth about what it is and put it on the table. So if you've done this, this is your time to heal this moment. This is your time to heal this issue. Because if you actually want to overcome PTHD, if you actually want to overcome the traumas you've experienced, we got to be real. You see, at PTHD, my goal is to teach people who are prepared to do the work. Again, I only come on this thing to do that. I am not here for likes and shares. I'm not here for a bunch of subscribers so I can get promotions. I'm not here for that. There's other things I can do with my day in life that can make me way more financial gain or give me way more financial gain. I'm doing this because this is my destiny in life, is to teach, to speak, and to help other people. And particularly, this is the thing that's near and dear to my heart because it's where I came from. I wish I knew better back then, but now I know better. And I want to help other people see better earlier in their life as possible. Because like I said, before I came up with this, PTHD was not a thing. It was normalized dysfunction. So I want to call for a ceasefire. How do we do that, right? Ceasefire. I want to call for a ceasefire. And I want to turn the gun into a tool of harmony and not a weapon of mass destruction. Nas had a song. If those who know me know Nas is one of my favorite artists, right? Nas had a song off of the It Was Written album, and it was called I Gave You Power. And this song was from the perspective of a gun, showing how a weapon's purpose can be twisted depending on whose hands it's in. Well, this is metaphoric today for, again, attending to the stray bullets concept. This is more metaphoric towards your mouth being the gun that you aim at your victims. You see, the mouth is one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful organ we have when it comes to creating our reality. First, we got to think it, but the words we say put it into action. Even biblically, they say God stepped out into the darkness and said, what? Let there be light. And there was light, right? The things that we say, good or bad, positive or negative, create our energy and create our experiences. I know I'm not saying something that most people don't know. That's not my job. I'm not the creator of, I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. See, here's the thing though. A lot of people can say the same thing. You can see another podcast right after you get off this one. Somebody gonna say the same thing. But guess what? There's nothing new under the sun, right? There's nobody inventing information. We're just all regurgitating it in different ways, in our ways. But at the same time, here's the key caveat to this whole thing. I can say it and somebody else can say it, but you got to do it. The question is, why are you not doing it? Why has it not changed? Because you haven't done it. My goal is to help you, show you how to do it, how to get out of your own way and actually do it. It's one of the hardest things you're ever going to do. It's easy to talk. It's easy to get up here and sound all educated, like I know all these things and give you all of these terminologies, the amygdala, your second gut, your vagus nerves, neuroplasticity. I can do all of that stuff all day long. But what does that actually mean if you don't know how to apply it? Application of education is the power. There's no power in just the education. You just know a bunch of stuff. But if you're not doing nothing with it, that's when you do something with it, that's when you become powerful. But the question is, again, how do I do that? How do I get out of my own way and do that? Yeah, that part. I know that hurts. In the wrong hands, or with the right hands, with the wrong mindset, a weapon or a gun becomes a weapon of mass destruction, spraying pain into the lives of those closest to us, or significant others, our children, our coworkers, our friends, our family members. In the right mindset, that same gun, and again, we're talking about the mouth, right, becomes a tool of harmony, building trust, restoring peace, and speaking life into others. And if we do that, it will bounce back on us and we will get the same peace, harmony, and life spoken into us. But if we don't use and what I do practice, we call it Ori, but if you don't use your mind and make a decision on where you want to be and what you want to do, in your hands lies your truth. And sometimes in your hands lies other people's truth. Remember, your mouth is a weapon. Remember, your mouth can be a tool, though. What do you want it to be? The choice is basically yours. What do you want to create with your weapon? I want peace. I want harmony. I want life spoken into me over and over. That means I got to speak life into other people. I can't be hypocritical. Now, here's the caveat. I don't want to get on here sounding like I'm just perfect and better than thou or holier than thou. That's not real either. Do I miss the mark? Frequently. I'm going to be honest. Frequently. Okay? I miss the mark often. But well, here's the difference. I get back up and I dust myself off and I keep going. And I take note and I do my best not to ever repeat that situation. You see, that's the doing part. Everybody thinks because you know some stuff, you're supposed to be perfect with some stuff. That ain't real. That's just not real. And anybody who says different, to me, is a complete liar. Like, we see people crumble every day. All these people that we watch, these motivational speakers, teachers, all these people, pastors and everybody, we see them crumble all the time because everybody thinks that they're perfect and they're not. People are just people. The only thing we can do is control our choices and make better choices from second, minute, hour, day to day. That's all we can do. God gave us life to figure this whole thing out. But first thing you got to do is call a ceasefire, meaning that you want to make peace. You're making a choice to make peace. To make peace with yourself first, with others second. Hope this is making sense to y'all out there. Let me make sure there's no questions in the chat room. No questions in the chat room. No comments in the chat room. Okay, we good. All right. All right, so let's take some steps to ceasefire here. Right. First one I want to acknowledge is what? Recognize the target. Ask yourself, is the person in front of me the cause of my pain or just in the line of fire? If a person is telling you that this bothers me, our job is not to respond, react, and give all kind of excuses as to why we're doing what we're doing that's bothering this person in front of you. Our job is to sit back, again, take a deep breath, use your ori, use your mind, and ask yourself, is the person in front of me the cause of what's making me act this way? Or are they just in the line of fire of my action? That's maturity. That's a person that's trying to grow and do something different versus blaming somebody for making them have a certain response. Emotional maturity comes with spiritual healing. There's no other way around it. You have to do it. The second one is upload your weapon or unload your weapon, meaning pause before you speak. Take the emotional bullets out of the chamber. Release the clip, take all the bullets out. Empty your weapon, meaning you have to pause, sit still, do nothing. That's okay too. Some people call it you're running from the issue, you're shutting down. No, sometimes you gotta go get quiet and silence your mind to come back to reality and make a better decision, especially when you're on the receiving end of somebody else's stray bullets. Because sometimes, yeah, you are triggered by somebody else's stray bullets. That's a real thing too. We're not just always inflicting on other people. Some people got their stuff too, and they're giving it to us, and we're responding to their stuff. In the middle of that, respond properly then. The best way to respond properly is to unload your weapon and sit in peace. If you got to leave the room and go sit down, meditate, listen to some music away from the situation, watch TV, or just sit in silence, whatever it is you need to do for yourself, do it. That's maturity, because only the immature person is going to respond and return fire. But again, we know we're from the hood, right? So in the hood, that's not taught. In the hood, you taught to respond and react every day. And if you don't respond and react, you was a buster. And where I come from, I know I'm dating myself, but you was a buster. You come from my from, you a mark. You soft. You all of these things. You weak. That's not reality, bro. The strongest man is the one that can walk away. That takes some serious strength and courage. So unload your weapon. Unload it, meaning don't let it off. Release the clip, take all the bullets out so there's nothing to fire back. The next one is redirect the aim. Instead of firing at people, point your words at the root cause. How do you do that? Well, journal, pray, seek counsel for the issue, or address the actual situation that hurt you. In either of the above, journaling, counseling, or just address it with yourself. Sit with the energy. Talk to a relative that knows something about these issues. Find something you can do to release this stuff. You got to redirect your aim and fire at the thing that's causing it. Figure out what is the root of this issue. And then the other root you got to figure out is why it makes you feel a certain way in the first place. And then the other thing you got to figure out is, now, what do I do with this information? What do I learn from this information so that I can change and not react to it? Number 4 is speak life, not death. Use your mouth to affirm, uplift, and reconcile. Turn your voice into a healing instrument. I know these things sound great. I know they sound grand, but they're not easy to do when you're traumatized. If we're being honest, they're not easy to do. I know this firsthand. I've apologized to the people that I've shot straight bullets to, and if I haven't apologized to you and you ever watch this video, I'm apologizing to you now, directly, okay? You know who you may be. If I've ever hurt anybody, I apologize to you now. But at the same time, we've all sprayed straight bullets, y'all. We must speak life, not death. Use our mouth to affirm, uplift, and reconcile. Turn our voice into a healing instrument. Practice makes perfect. Anything you do repetitiously, you will get better at. Over time, you will become a professional at it. But you got to practice it every day, every moment, every time. And when you miss the shot, when you drop the ball, when you come up short, that's okay too. Forgive yourself, start over, and do it again. How you do that? You get up and you apologize to the person for coming off of your square or coming out of character, and apologize for your actions, ask for their forgiveness, and start all over again. That's all we can do, y'all. What else can we, let's be honest, what else can we do besides that? If you got something I don't know about, please let me know. What else can we do besides that? Because first and foremost, you apologizing to someone takes what? Humility. Being humble is the key to this whole healing process. Taking your ego out of the process is the whole key to this process. So if you do that, you are doing what you have to do in order to heal, because humility pushes and drives you to even be able to go apologize to somebody for something you fell off on. Try it, y'all. I'm telling y'all, the more you do it, the better you'll become at it. And then number 5, I want to say this one: call a person and cease fire. When emotions run high, declare a no-shot zone, a no-shooting zone for your home, for your conversations, for even on the phone. I don't care. It don't matter where you at. Declare a no-shots fired zone. All right? That means call the people that you have done hurt, and hopefully they will do the same thing for you if they hurt you. But declare this no shots fired zone, which means that when we talk, we are not shooting shots at each other. We are not talking crazy to each other. We are not trying to defend ourselves and our emotional gut so that we can try to be right. We're only having this conversation to make a solution, not add more pollution to the issue. How do you solve something and you're still shooting shots at the same other people? That's not realistic. So we got to put the gun down and call a ceasefire for real and not shoot shots and be honest with each other about what we feel and why. And then at that point, you can let stuff go. But if I'm continually shooting shots, all we're going to do is keep arguing. That's the thing we're trying to avoid, right? We're looking for peace. What do we want? Harmony or war? What do we want? We have to make a choice. And I know the choice is hard. The choice is hard. It usually is. In conclusion, I want you guys to ask yourself these questions. A couple of questions here. What stray bullets have you caught from someone else's unhealed pain? What have you caught? And a sub question I just thought of just now. What have you caught? And have you recorded it in your mind, in your gut? And have you been responding to that trauma that they gave you? Those stray bullets they gave you. But ask yourself, which ones have you caught from other people's stray bullets? I'm sure you know. And remember, you can journal this, go get counseling for this. Also, I want to offer you guys this. I told y'all, we're not here to just talk. We're here to do work. If you go to the website and go to services, you'll see something called Rewire. Rewire is an academy that we have. And I first want to give you guys the Reneg one. That's the first one you got to take. But Rewire encompasses all of that. I want you to, if you are serious about healing this hood-based trauma, I want you to go to that website. First, become a member. First, subscribe to YouTube. First, subscribe to the Facebook page. But at the same time, become a member on the website and look at that information. If you are serious about changing this thing and you want to go through the channels of changing these things, call us, register for one of those courses, and let's get it done. Okay? Told you, we only here for the people who are ready to get the work in. I'm not here for people who just talking and woofing. I'm only here to do the work with the people who are ready to get it in. Number 2, in what ways have you accidentally fired stray bullets at people who didn't deserve it? Have you done the same thing? Ask yourself this and be honest. Number 3, how can you better unload your weapon before speaking when triggered? What works for you? Some people, it's just being silent. Some people, it's listening to music. Some people, it's going for a walk. Some people, is watching a good movie or something on YouTube that gives them an enlightened feeling. It's all kind of things we can do. But what is it that works for you? How can you better unload your weapon before you react? Think about that. And the last one. What's one way you can start using your words to heal instead of harm others this week? I want you to think about these things. And if they make sense to you, start doing the work. The only answer to these things, you can watch again 1,000 podcasts. You can watch 1,000 podcasts. But if what you're doing is not working, you got to change something. It's probably you the reason why it's not working. And the main reason that I have found, I've been doing this work for about 5 years now. And what I have found is that I'll deal with me. I wasn't doing the work properly. I wasn't doing it. I wasn't applying what I was learning. Without application, none of this stuff means anything. You just sound smart. So I want you to do that. What's one way you can start using your words to heal instead of harming others? That means you got to be humble and considerate of other people's feelings. You got to watch out for other people's feelings. And that can be something of the ego that will prevent you from doing that. Well, I got to worry about somebody else's feelings. Like that's their problem. Like, no. What you do hurt other people too. Let's remember that. Straight bullets, y'all. It's time for a ceasefire here. It's time to put the guns down. It's time to, again, if you're serious about this work, you got to put the gun down. It's time to heal. It's time to do the work. It's time to apply what you're hearing. Again, I want to come on this every Saturday. I've done this before. I had another one. I know how it goes. But I want to do this with strategic efforts, with intentions of helping people who are ready to make changes. If you come from the hood and you know you have PTHD or you suffer from hood-based traumas, this is for you. We're here for you. This is what I opened this for. I know I had it. I know I didn't know where to turn to with it. I know how it affected my life. And I know if you come from the same environment that I came from, anywhere in this country, I don't care where it's at, LA, New York, Chicago, Atlanta, Texas, anywhere in between. If you came from those areas in the hood, you have this thing called post-traumatic hood disorder. Maybe you haven't been diagnosed with it yet, but you have it. And I know it's a struggle, but it's been a normalized struggle that doesn't have to remain. It's time for a ceasefire and do some healing. Again, if you want help, if you truly want help, go to healpthd.com. Become a member there. I will personally reach out to you. Personally reach out to you, and we can discuss how to get you in renege. If you have children, get them in check the rhyme, whatever it is that you need. Or if you want to just come check out one of our hood summits, especially if you're in LA, that's where it's at. Everything is over there. If you're really serious, do that. If you're really serious, do that. Go to healpthd.com right now. Not really. It's more life than PTHD. I don't know. I think that's what you were trying to say. I'm not sure what you mean, Baba, but that's all good. I'm hoping that you guys got some of this. I want you to remember this as you go away. Your reactions can be warranted because your traumas are your traumas. Your experiences are your experiences. They may be warranted to you, but everybody doesn't deserve those hot bullets. Everybody is not trying to harm you. Everybody is not trying to hurt you. Some people just don't know that they're actually hurting you, and they have no intentions to. Other people's feelings matter just as much as yours. We're not asking anybody to walk around on eggshells at all, but we are asking them to walk around with their eyes closed. Their eyes open, so that they can see what other people are experiencing too. Be aware of how you affect people, especially the people that you know and you love. Wouldn't you want that done to you? Wouldn't you want to be treated that way? It's time to cease fire. Put the gun down, which metaphorically your mouth, put it down, and stop reacting there so much to everything that's not really intended for you to be in that space, because that person doesn't really mean it all the time. Just because he's looking at you, bro, don't mean he want to bang on you. Don't mean that he don't like you. I mean, it's because she looking at you, sis, don't mean that she don't like what you got on, or she think you too much. You think you all that. Like, that ain't always the case, y'all. I'm not even gonna get into relationships. It's American trauma. Yes, it is. America trauma. But trauma is trauma. And I don't even like using that word too much because it's so overly saturated at this point. But at the same time, we have experiences that do traumatize us at times that don't get identified as trauma. And we play it out with how we speak. Man, some of the hood people are some of the most aggressive with their words. We know that, if we're being honest, right? We can't be told nothing. We react to every little thing thinking people disrespecting us. We ain't gonna just be disrespecting me. I don't come from that. I come from South Central. I come from Bed-Stuy. I come from Bronx. I come from wherever. I come from Fifth Ward. I come from wherever. You ain't gonna just be doing that to me because you're trying to protect yourself. And you don't really have to fight, bro. The fight is not even yours. It's not even yours. You throwing bullets at people who really probably don't even live in that neighborhood no more, and people don't even know nothing about that neighborhood you came from, but you throwing bullets at them from that neighborhood, from those experiences, from that relationship that they wasn't even in. Yes, y'all. I'm here for y'all if y'all need the help. If you want to do the work, do me a favor. Show up at least to the next Hood Summit if you're in LA. Get more involved in what we're doing. Get involved. Go to the website. Become a member. Stay active on the website. Get into the renege courses. Do something active so that you can do the work. And if there's anything above my pay grade, we have counselors on deck that can help with other things that are very educated in what we do and what they do. So if you ever need help in any kind of way, you guys, you know where we at. I'm going to be here every Sunday at 10 o'clock as much as I possibly can. As long as EFA keeps me healthy, I'll be here doing this work. But I want to do this work not in vain. I want to do it with the people who actually see the need to heal. I'm not looking for likes and shares. I'm looking for people who care about their healing, about their PTHD and overcoming it. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm supporting. That's what I'm looking to accomplish with this whole goal called HealPTHD.com. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for showing up today. If you like this video, please share it with somebody who else needs it. If you like what we're doing, please share the link with somebody else who you know need it. And let's do this work, y'all. Let's do this work. Let's be realistic, but let's be healistic and do this work. And let's heal PTHD together. I started my journey a few years back. It's been a long run. I'm still on it. I don't think healing ever ends. I think it's you got a lifetime to figure this thing out. You do too. But the question is, have you started? If you're ready to start this healing this PTHD, you know where we at. HealPTHD.com. Have a great week coming up, y'all. I appreciate your time. Look forward to next Sunday. Look out for the flyers coming up. Share it with some other people. Again, if you want your merch, go to HealPTHD.com to the shop and get yours there. All right. You know what we say? Do better and live trying. That's all we can do. All right. Peace out. I'm out, y'all.